Remembers, that's me, remembering today Lucille Ball. Oh, what a gorgeous lady. I was told that she should write a book called Behind the Eight Ball. I don't know if that ever came out, but she said she liked that title. Eddie Cantor was the number one star in the world in 1933-34 when he made a movie called Roman Scandals. And he was surrounded by all those wonderful Samuel Goldwyn girls, Betty Grable, Paulette Goddard, Lucille Ball. One scene called for somebody to throw a pie and hit him in the face. He was supposed to duck. Out of 100 girls, 100 girls, only one volunteered to receive that pie in her face, and that was Lucille Ball. Eddie Cantor told me he knew at that moment, because she wasn't afraid to let her all hang out and be outrageous and be what they call sloppy. He knew that moment that she was going to be a big star someday, and he was so right with Lucille Ball. Well, after that, she did little bits, but then she got into a Broadway show called Too Many Girls, where she met one of the leading dancers and bongo singers and castanet players, Desi Arnaz, and they fell in love. They got married, and believe it or not, they bought a film studio. They bought the studio where they'd made Gone with the Wind. It was called the David O. Selznick Studio, but they changed the name to the Selznick Studio, to the Desilu Studio, and that was the place that they paid $6 million for to that studio. Now it's worth $900 million. The biggest studio in California. They invented the technique of doing a film on video that became the show called I Love Lucy, and that everybody said you can't go on TV with a Latin man, with a little redheaded American lady. But she fought and fought and fought. She finally got her point, and they started producing it. And to this day, that is the most successful show in syndication. It's on every minute of every day in some corner of the world, and the royalties therefrom, which come into the Lucille Ball Desi Arnaz estate, astronomical. Lucille Ball was in a Broadway show once called Wildcat. Not a little dip in her career, but a little quiet period. And she was on my TV show several times during that run. And one time on the panel, she had already been divorced from Desi Arnaz, sadly. She met a comedian named Gary Morton. And guess what? They fell in love and they got married. They actually met, believe me, on the Joe Franklin show. I was very happy about the people who met on my show through the years and got married, including Lucille Ball and Gary Morton. They had a very successful career. They lived in Hollywood and in her mansion. She had millions, and this guy didn't have that kind of money, but he was a funny guy. And I can only say that there were more I Love Lucy shows after I Love Lucy, like Here's Lucy and the Lucy Show, and they did moderately well. But without Desi, without that magical charm, that personal contact, that intimate chemistry between them, it never reoccurred again. It was only a one-time shot. The I Love Lucy show, as I say, is the number one syndication hit all over the world. The memories remain of the one and only Lucille Ball. More about Lucy one day soon. Joe Franklin remembering Lucille Ball. Thanks for watching. Joe Franklin remembers. I'll be remembering with you, everybody. Jack Bendy, Eddie Cantor, Al Jolson, Rudy Valley, Kate Smith, Bob Hope. Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney, the golden age of show business, Betty Davis, everybody, and they'll give you everything in the way of behind the scenes, behind the screens, what happened on stage, backstage, at various stages of their lives. It'll be most compelling, exciting, fascinating. I'm looking forward to doing it, and I'll be proving with you and for your mommies and daddies that everything old is new again. So be watching for me and Joe Franklin remembers. The memory lane as it was meant to be, the best of the past. The past is not past. They will be reminiscing all through these next many, many years. Let's be in touch as we listen to the reminiscing. Thank you so much.